I believe people should be housed, but just don't house them on my block. Everyone's block is going to be impacted by this. And so we have to add our advocacy with our ability to help our neighbors. And we need everyone on board with this, because as I stated last week, our schools are going to be impacted. Our healthcare system is going to be impacted. Our infrastructure is going to be impacted. But we're willing to do our job, and we're going to do our job, and we're going to need all New Yorkers to be with us on this.
Wow, that's like what we've been dealing with in Texas forever. Welcome back to the program. Second hour, Dana Loesch here with you. That is New York City Mayor Eric Adams saying that, well, we got to have something done about, he said that everything's being impacted because of the illegal immigration and the people who are entering the country illegally and they're being sent to New York. He says, everything is going to get impacted. It's just so crazy. Do you know, I really believe that a true test as to whether or not you really support a policy is measured by whether or not you still support that policy when it is in your own backyard and not just your neighbor's backyard. Because to me, right here, it sounds as though the New York City mayor is not supportive of his party's policies because that's what they wanted. Now, I will say, too, this isn't just Abbott sending people to New York. Has he forgotten about the midnight flights where you had the administration arrange a number of flights, nighttime flights for people who entered illegally, taking them to New York City and elsewhere? So it's not Abbott that's sending people. It's the administration's been doing it for far longer than Greg Abbott's been putting people on buses. Far longer. But they're only mad now when Abbott starts putting people on buses. Oh my gosh. Now they're only angry. It's funny because the local media in Texas hasn't really asked wannabe Governor Robert Francis O'Rourke, the Hispanic ethnicity appropriating Irishman. And I'm only saying that because his own father had given an interview some years ago saying that that's the reason they gave him that nickname. You look it up. It's true. I found it on this thing called the internet, and I found it in the thing, I think it was Dallas Morning News that he gave this interview. It's out there hidden in public. But they haven't really asked O'Rourke this question as to whether or not he supports this. He just got, and I saw the receipts. Actually, I think I still have the screenshot of the actual filing on my phone. Let me look. He received I believe it's a one big old fat donation from George Soros, like directly, which that's not unusual. They've, does that before. But he got a big donation. It gets a lot of out-of-state donations, too. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff indeed. Now, he's been busy with events, etc. I really think that Republicans need to make sure that Abbott's getting out there with just as many events, if not more. But I also understand that he has to do the job of governor. And that there's a difference between doing the job and talking about wanting to do the job and photographing yourself talking about wanting to do the job. There's a very big difference here. Just like there's a big difference in talking about supporting illegal immigration and then when people are being sent to your city and all of a sudden you're realizing your resources are being redirected for this purpose, then all of a sudden there's a difference between supporting illegal immigration and then supporting illegal immigration when it impacts you. But isn't that kind of how the left is, though? So much.